2 chances, in fact, to get in. So, as you can see, we have had a side swap.
Yep, because of dynamic side selection, TLA gets to select for games 2 and 4. So for game 2, they informed us that they would like blue side. And so that is why we are here in this format. It's not just the back and forth, but that may be how this series develops unless one team really decides to change it up in the middle of the series.
Yeah, Team Liquid Academy, they ban out Anivia and immediately follow it up with Karma.
Actually, I think that's a really interesting ban because it means you can first pick the Sivir or you ban the Sivir away. Now, do they ban Shen or you first pick something? Yes, because this is a combination that you give up unless you break it up with your first pick, and this now allows them to first pick Shen or first pick Ashe, depending on these bans or what they even want on top of it. Malzahar still on the table. You're going to get something very valuable here if you're TLA because they broke up the combination by eliminating it completely.
Echo Fox have a hard decision on their hands. Looks like they will ban Shen for their final pick. And as you said, that Malzahar is open.
Yep.
And now it's not. Locked in by Team Liquid Academy.
Yeah, this is just really well played from TLA. And Varsix, their coach, like really knowledgeable on what TLA want and what Fox are probably going to ban against them. They are really respecting the carry champions here out of TLA, and they've been showing, though, that even if Moon's on Gragas, he doesn't need that Hecarim to go crazy or the Hecarim for solo in the top lane to actually go off, and they've banned 3 champions that could potentially be champions in that top lane. But it leaves so much open here.
Yeah, looks like Echo Fox are returning to similar picks as Rek'Sai and Ashe are picked up once again for Hard and Keith. That Vladimir is still open as well, so we'll see if Echo Fox decide to return to a similar strategy, but this time they're going to have to play against that Malzahar. So good, such a strong champion. And Golden Glue, despite being at a huge CS deficit, had such a huge impact, as we said earlier in the previous game.
Yes, he had that 20 stacks Magi, the 10 stack Dark Seal was ready to go. The counter that we've been seeing to Malzahar has been the Zilean and Froggen. He does play Zilean. We know he played it against Faker and won in that 1v1 tournament. Auto attacks, no runes, no nothing, you know. Still ended up actually having a really good time. Quite good.
We know that he's a very talented mid laner, and the pressure is on. 2 more losses for Echo Fox, and they will drop down into the Challengers Series. Whereas Team Liquid Academy, 2 more wins means they get to try their luck to get into the NALCS. 1 best of 5 away, but this is still game number 2. Echo Fox are going to be looking for those next 2 picks.
Yeah, and TLA, of course, they do have pretty much more of the same. And so Echo Fox now, is it the Vladimir? Is it them going for more of the same themselves? Because so far, this is exactly the same composition from Echo Fox that they just lost with.
Yeah, Fiora is the final pick, top pick for KFO. That means that final pick will be a support for Echo Fox. Soraka still open. They might try the exact same thing. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
We've seen this before from Echo Fox. There was a series where they didn't change up what they were picking. I think they won game 1, and then they lost game 2, and they still banned exactly the same thing and picked the same thing in game 3, and then they lost that match. I forget which team it was they were up against, but the failure to adapt has actually been something that Echo Fox has been experiencing a lot.
Well, the pressure is on. This time, the bottom lane for Team Liquid Academy has been changed up. It's going to be Lucian and the glorious flowing locks of Tarek to help support him in that bottom lane.
Yeah, so actually a very different look for this composition as it rounds out, and
it's the exact same thing. Second time's the charm, says Echo Fox.
But it's blue side and red side, exactly the same thing. And the question is, would the Sivir and the Karma have actually changed up what Echo Fox picked? Because if you're playing exactly the same thing from the last game, it means you didn't play anything at a high enough level to make TLA want to ban it out from you. And TLA, the bans that they dropped with the Malzahar and the Braum, nope, don't need it. Soraka is apparently a higher priority. They get more information out of that. It's funny because like even though they pick the same thing, you still get a lot out of that and kind of deduce what they're trying to play towards today.
Well, Echo Fox did have a very solid early game. They were allowed to take those first 2 Drakes and the Rift Herald. Question is, will Team Liquid Academy give them that luxury a second time? We can only imagine Team Liquid Academy are just as comfortable team fighting and trying to turn that advantage back around as the coaches shake hands and we get ready for this.
Yeah.
It's time for Echo Fox to show that they can compete. Again, they have to win twice as many matches in this tournament than they did over the entire summer split of the LCS to make it back in.
Yeah, and they have to do that, but they still have to win this one.
Yeah.
So today, they have to win as many as they had won throughout the last 9 weeks.
Exactly. Focus on the here and now. Try to get this game back in their favor. Bring this match to a best of 3. For those at home, once again, be sure to tweet at LOL Esports, hashtag TLA win or hashtag FOX win as we load back onto the Rift for game number 2. It's time to see, with the same strategy, will Echo Fox show us something new with the exact same champions and the exact same composition?
Yeah, things stay the same, but it looks like TLA, they did keep a little bit of their core with their tank line, but they changed up everything else, and then they threw in a different support. So now, Stunt, I want to see what he's able to do here on this Taric, because Taric has been becoming a very big champion in the meta. Korea had played it for a very long time, and it took a while to catch on. But now it just enables your team fighting, your all-out brawl potential, and it allows Piglet to go crazy.
Yeah. On Lucian, by the way, which is a champion that he has gone crazy on before. Sometimes a little too crazy. As we heard from him, he can sometimes be the strength and the weakness.
Yeah, there's been many a game in the Challenger Series where Piglet has gotten a little too far ahead of himself and his team.
Nothing quite like Lucian going vein spotting.
Yeah.
What do you call... No, never mind.
Lucian spotting.
Lucian spotting. There we go. Quick and easy. Looks like this time defensive lines once again out of both of the teams as a little bit of vision down on the bottom side. Golden Glue just pinged out big, so I believe they saw that over there. And looks like Team Liquid Academy not going to opt into the lane swap this time. In fact, starting off with that Krug.
Yeah, you're actually usually okay with playing the Taric into ranged matchups. Also, melee matchups are more favorable for him because you get those auto attacks off, get your spells off more often, use his passive. But right now, up against the Soraka, it's more of an aggressive lane, and you just try to abuse the Soraka. If you land a stun on her, it's really awful. But there is a range disadvantage for the Lucian, but I feel like Piglet, he's always been about that 2-on-2 and having the advantage there and wanting to outplay Keith. I mean, you want to outplay your replacement, right?
Yeah. Get revenge only, what is it, a year later?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Now's the time to do it. Looks like the wave advantage for now is in favor of Echo Fox. Piglet with a quick sidestep shows that he can dodge a bit, gets a level 2.
He even got the CS in there too, so he wove that in. There was a nice dodge into a piercing light, but still Stunt takes a little bit too much damage. That's really the worry.
Taric, unfortunately, pink fur, not quite as mobile as the leather of...
It's got a lot of drag.
Yeah. Wind resistance in the hair. Meanwhile, though, junglers, looks like they are going to be going for... It was a full topside clear for Hard and 2 camps for Moon. And Hard is not picking up that blue buff, so going straight for Scott.
But you said it was 2 camps for Moon. Ends up picking up 3, gets level 3, insta gank here. 3 minutes on the dot.
Oh.
Forces him back. So it was actually a really good instinct there. They pushed up the wave. Keith and Big knew that there was no reason to continue to be that far forward.
Especially when there's a chance that a jungler could swing by. Now Piglet is building up that minion wave in the bottom. Keith sneaks in to get a few of them. Still very even in CS. Meanwhile, in that solo lane on the other side of the map, we're starting to see a bit of an advantage open up for KFO, but Solo is keeping up. Good wallop. Denies any damage. And of course, Solo will be able to pick up all of these minions when they get to his turret.
Yeah, it's a little curious that KFO isn't playing the Aurelia into the Gnar. I guess he decides that this is the better split pusher for him. He just wants the true damage. I don't know. Solo, though, missing out on a few CS.
Yeah, he had the boomerang too, but Golden Glue does not have his passive. Turns around for Froggen, but gets first blooded by Hard. Moon.
Yeah, Moon might be in trouble too.
A little too late. Flash knock up. Froggen chases forward. They're going to try to get the kill, and Froggen gets it. 2 kills, Echo Fox.
2 kills super early on. And man, that looked like a P1 versus TSM, but hold on. try to make it up on the bot side.
That's exhaust. They're trying to trade some summoner spells. So far, it's 1-for-1. Teleport used by KFO now, not used by Solo yet. It is going to complete, but a stun locks him down.
Yeah, well played there from Stunt. Gets the TP out, and they actually don't have Solo react with his teleport. He just continues to pick up CS on the top side, and that's going to give him a bit of an advantage there, whereas KFO is going to continue to look for more.
He's trying to sneak back in. The slow lands on Stunt. There's the silence field. Who's the target they go for? Flash is not going to be enough. Snared under the turret, but there's Riposte. There's the counter teleport. Keith is up 300, flashes away. The boomerang misses. Solo almost has Mega. Can he land the wallop? He does indeed. It's going to be answered back. A kill for TLA.
And it goes over to Piglet, too. Exactly what they want. Giving Piglet that kill early on because this is a lane that they need to have snowball for them because that mid lane and that jungle just got tipped against them. And here comes Moon. Looks like they're going to continue to push them off these waves.
They might not be able to get the turret, but they can at least deny some minions. Already Piglet opening up to a 5 CS advantage.
It's a little strange too. Hard decided to continue to just clear out the jungle, went to the top side, cleared that out, got some for himself. He's close to that level 6 and definitely has an advantage over Moon now, but decides not to go to the bottom side. Backs and gets a Tiamat, so he's going with the aggressive early build from the Rek'Sai. Helps you clear, helps you counter jungle, but it's definitely worth those early combat stats. And Golden Glue is already out of mana, so he's trying to get some back from his Malefic Visions. And doesn't blow Flash here. So he has the Ghost. And then the Rek'Sai coming over the wall was not what he expected, so he started to play towards Moon. And Moon continues to body slam in, which is definitely the wrong choice there once that's been... once you saw your Malzahar get jumped on. So, ends up costing his team.
That Void Shift being so difficult to play around. But Froggen seems like he's comfortable with it.
Yeah, you could just poke him out a little bit. With those low cooldown spells, it's much easier.
Yeah, Froggen already opening up a CS lead off of that kill. 20 CS ahead and only 18 CS ahead.
Yeah.
But that's, as you can see, 900 gold in favor of Froggen.
That's huge. That is big.
That's a Fiendish Codex.
Yeah, he's just basically hold components up at this point. Double Dorans to Spectre's Cowl, huge advantage right now for Froggen. And the Malzahar, it's hard for him to actually get back in these matchups when it's somebody who builds magic resistance. Jensen was talking about the Malzahar versus Zillion matchup, and Zillion gets to build Rod of Ages and have more HP. Well, Froggen gets to have more HP and magic resistance, maybe enough for a dive.
Yeah, chasing down to the bottom right now. I'm not sure if they saw hard with that ward in the jungle. But Team Liquid Academy's duo are going to play it safe. Meanwhile, Moon
they did see him.
Invades on the opposite side of the map now.
Yeah, it's the play that you want to make when the jungler and the top and the mid laner are both on the bottom side of the map. Play to the top side. That red buff is actually still up too, so Moon does have an opportunity for an aggressive counter jungle. And they do see hard taking the Ocean Drake, so yeah, he's gonna pick up that red buff.
Yeah, the recall was completed from Golden Glue too, so there's no opportunity for Team Liquid Academy to fight this. And once again, the early Drake is picked up by Echo Fox.
You would want this Drake, if you were TLA, to deny it from the Soraka, because a Soraka with Ocean Drake can really ruin a bottom lane.
My dynamic Q is crying.
I'm glad you called it dynamic, because I never call it that stuff.
It changes every time.
Force of habit.
Meanwhile, Echo Fox are looking to make the same play happen bottom. Level 6 is picked up, and immediately Echo Fox try to dive in. Froggen's tanking in the front, but he can reset aggro. Piglet goes low, the knockup. The Hemo Plague is hard. Takes a turret hit, but heal keeps him alive, and Froggen will escape with his life too. 2 kills, Echo Fox.
And that's something you can't underestimate, is the Soraka heals in a turret dive. It's one of the things that made Adrian play that champion early on, is it allowed people like Huni on his team in Immortals to dive turrets and take aggro and just keep getting healed over and over again. It's an aggressive champion, but it's not a champion that has those same types of hard CCs for a support. So it's a little unusual, but speaking of unusual,
Golden Blue's trying to answer on the opposite side of the map. That was Ghost just used, but Hard is able to smite and pick up his Krugs, and KFO plays it nice and safe. So when it's all said and done, 4 kills to 1 for Echo Fox.
Yeah, and this is one of those things I was saying in the last parts of the previous game, is TLA versus Cloud9 Challenger. Whoever got an 800 gold advantage first just won the game because they snowballed it. And I was saying, you know, TLA, it may look like they're dominating Echo Fox, but this next game, advantage for Echo Fox early off the first fight. Froggen starts to snowball with Hard. Easy dives here, and they pull it off. Hard actually gets a lot of heals during that, so Big was definitely on top of who had turret aggro. Appropriate Soraka play there. A little bit underappreciated.
Yeah. But now Echo Fox might be trying to do it again as they're clearing out the vision of Team Liquid Academy on that side of the jungle.
I mean, how do you tilt Piglet? You send 5 people to his lane over and over again. Like top AD carries that love their 2-on-2 ability and actually have a lot of prowess in it are always very frustrated when 4 people, 5 people show up to their lane.
He can outplay 1, maybe he can outplay 2, but 3, 4? That's asking for a bit much.
Come on. Didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, not the vein in this one.
Yeah. And
we heard how important maintaining a positive mindset is for Piglet. He knows that he can be the strength and the weakness if he tilts.
Well, his weakness was when he doesn't really do anything in scrims, and so that may be he might combat that with trying to do too much sometimes if he's aware of that, because that just showed a sense of self-awareness. And when you're hyper aware of those things, sometimes you overcorrect. But right now, he's definitely a strength for the team in this game where his mid lane and jungler, you know, set far behind already.
Yeah.
Especially that mid lane.
Down about 18 CS. Golden Glue still keeping pace, though. Most importantly, Froggen does have those 2 kills and 2 assists, so it's a 1,400 gold advantage, slowly getting bigger and bigger, and Golden Glue is not going to get the opportunity to solo kill Froggen anytime soon.
I don't think ever. I feel like you just don't have enough damage in your kit as Malzahar to kill the Vladimir with the constant heals. And even with the percent HP damage, because of the magic resistance, we'd have to wait until maybe something like a Void Staff comes through really late in the build.
Keith is able to spot out Moon, who might have been looking for a gank on that bottom side.
It's an aggressive play.
Call, but solo. Trades out with KFO. There's the grand challenge. Gets 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to heal him up a lot. Solo tries to reset it. There's one more vital. He procs it, but Mininar goes down the next vital spot. And KFO gets the solo kill. Meanwhile, bottom, Piglet trading out. Cosmic Radiance lands in time. Stunt gets knocked up, but he is invulnerable and will walk back to the turret.
Yeah, he wanted that last time there was a dive. Make sure they could be invulnerable. Hold off for a little bit longer. And in the top side, that dual win for KFO. The missed boomerang as well from Solo, just really turning that around. And KFO with the outplay.
Oh, the Cosmic Radiance is on cooldown, and Hard knows it. Might be looking for a gank, but Moon shows himself. Flash dodges the stun from Stunt. Here comes Solo. Arrow to the face. Keith used his flash already. It gets bopped. Meanwhile, Team Liquid Academy continue to chase forward, looking to catch up with Big. Boomerang lands, and the stun follows it up. They have caught him. That is a dead Soraka.
And that's just Stunt playing really well on that Taric. He didn't even flash on that first one. He got the flash out of Keith, and then the barrel from Moon to separate the Soraka is an interesting choice, because usually you want to get the AD carry back into your team, but he had full confidence that they were going to catch him after the Boomerang landed. And great chase down there as well. So top turret goes over to KFO. Things don't change. You pick the same comp, you're probably going to play about the same way. And this is just strange from Keith that he allows Stunt to even get that close in the first place. He just walks up, Boomerang lands, and then Moon body slams forward, gets the flash from... Oh, it looks like he was trying to get Big and kill him, but instead hits him off to the side, and it doesn't actually hit him too far out of range, so it allows them to pick up Keith, and then they pick up Big afterwards. So good TP there from Solo.
Now blue buff is going to be gifted over to Golden Glue in that mid lane. So important to have some sort of sustain. All right, Malefic Visions, he's got it. Plenty of patience still on that Sentinel to reset. Meanwhile, the top tier 1 was the first turret of the game to go down for KFO. And now Team Liquid Academy will look to take this first Rift Herald as well. Trying to open up this game a little bit more, close that 2,500 gold gap.
Yeah, and the fact that Solo got killed by KFO early on, he needs this, get himself back in this matchup, especially since he lost his turret. And that's going to be 2 turrets going down here. rather unfavorable matchup in the bottom side of the map due to the range advantage from both the AD carry and the support. Oh my god, double ocean for a Soraka.
Oh boy.
I'm tilted. Next time camera comes
They
on,
haven't
I'm off
even
the ground.
taken it yet. They still need to secure it. There's no vision from Team Liquid Academy, which our wonderful observers just showed us. And with that, it will be the Ocean Drake, the second for Echo Fox. Now, the next Drake will be an Infernal. So that could be on Team Liquid Academy's mind. A stunt gets caught out. There's the Cosmic Radiance. At about 500, 600 health, and he's going to push Echo Fox back.
Cosmic Radiance does actually have a decent cooldown on it. It's 2.5 minutes at rank 1. And even with a little bit of CDR in the tank, it's down to 152, so oof. It's got quite the steep cooldown on it. It actually goes straight for Ruby Sightstone. So I like it more and more when I see this build, the Moby Boots plus the Sightstone. It gives you those access to 4 wards, and it's 500 HP. It's relatively cheap. And he's eventually going to get activatable, so.
Echo Fox also playing the vision game as Sightstone is picked up for hard with another Sightstone for big, and they have been littering that bottom side of the map of Team Liquid Academy with wards. Going for gank after gank with Hard and Froggen, trying to tilt Piglet.
Well, he's also one of the big sources of damage on this team. If you look at the Malzahar would never be able to really kill the Vladimir. Piglet's the one that would kill the Vladimir. Solo may get a little bit of it, but he's going to build something like Black Cleaver if he wants to go for more of a split pushy build. Nobody on the enemy team really builds too much armor. Hard would be the one to do so, but he has to finish his Cinderhulk and Titanic before he starts going that route.
A lot of components on Hard.
Ooh. And yeah, Froggen's actually doubling down too. So the strategy is build magic resistance, shut down Piglet, so you only have to build one source, or one damage type of defense. So he's going for the Abyssal Scepter second after the Spirit Visage. So he's gonna be rocking something like 150 magic resistance after 2 items.
Well, that might be the secret to winning. Don't die. Don't lose.
Well, not always. No.
yeah, well, good point.
It's true. I'm sorry.
But 17 minutes in, we're starting to see Hard continue to clear out the vision and trying to get deep wards over and over into Team Liquid Academy's red side jungle. Meanwhile, the solo lane split push. Solo's actually on his way over through that mid lane before swinging back up towards the top. You crazy Gnar, running me for a loop. Here I am thinking you want to fight.
Yeah, sometimes you walk around and just create those possibilities that if he dives, I'm here. If he roams, I'm here. It's one of those spotting techniques where when it happens, I'm ready, as opposed to if. So he's just always present. Golden Glue actually, ooh, okay. Golden Glue blew the ghost. Here comes the TP through. Lot used here.
Solo is in Mega Gnar, and KFO will not use his teleport. There goes the Nether Grasp onto Hard, but the rest of Team Liquid Academy went the wrong way.
They went the other way.
He's looping around.
And they're probably going to catch Hard here eventually. It's
Yeah.
a long cooldown on that.
KFO is there recalling, and he completes his recall, leaving Hard out to dry. But Hard is just continuing to go, and Keith is split pushing in the bottom lane. Piglet's trying to answer, but Froggen's shoving in the mid lane.
Yeah, they chased for too long there. Hard makes it out on that Rek'Sai. He gets multiple summoner spells too. He gets the teleport and the ghost for that. And then they get to shove in these waves, and you can see the CS advantage for every single member of Echo Fox that's a laner.
Hoping to expand their advantage more and more. Now up to about 3,500 gold over the 2.5, so slowly building that gap. In the mid lane, you can see it's still huge though. Froggen.
It's almost 2,000 gold. Very close to 2,000 gold. Just the 2 kills, the 2 assists, and the fact that Froggen is farming like a monster so far. Yeah, QSS in the top lane for KFO, so he's really just worried about Golden Glue. Again, build magic resistance, kill Piglet. That's all you have to do. And then you're fine for the rest of the team fight. But you have to make sure you kill Piglet. Cosmic Radiance will put a little bit of a damper on it.
Yeah. I had to catch myself there. I was about to say good adaptation for Echo Fox, but it's the exact same comp. KFO, whoa, dodges out. There goes the Quicksilver Sash.
Yep, and that's where you go, oh, yeah, he has that. Because it's a situation where you really want to wait to use it, but it was the catch tool there. Solo didn't even get to use Gnar, the ability. Whereas you would really want to start that off with a Gnar, follow it with a wallop, don't give him a chance or try to force him to, don't give him a chance to riposte and try to force him to use the QSS and then follow up afterwards.
With that, so many people seen on the top side, that means Echo Fox gets some damage on the field goal. They get some damage on that bottom tier 2 turret and are not quite able to convert it into a full turret, but that chip damage will eventually manifest itself. Now 30 seconds for that Infernal Drake.
And now it's the setup for it. You see all the vision that Echo Fox have on the bottom side of the map. And Moon, he wants to fight it. He gets it.
Yeah, Smite to pick that up. He's got a second charge, so that's going to be up in time for the Infernal Drake. They actually see him heading towards that mid lane with the Infernal Drake spawning in 10 seconds now. All right, now he's grouped back up with the rest of his team. Froggen in the mid lane, going to have to defend his tier 1 as Team Liquid Academy clear out this vision.
Oh, there's a TP from behind here. KFO wants to fight. Solo not in the mood to actually keep it. Doesn't have it.
They're trying to bully through Froggen, but he survives the onslaught of damage. The Radiance drops. KFO is separated from his team. Riposte buys time, but stun drops. Meanwhile, KFO is running. There goes a lot of damage.
Oh!
A huge slam finds 3. Hard is running for his life. That's 1 going down. Keith in the front flashes the wall. Froggen has found Golden Glue for a huge amount of damage as the snowball misses for Solo.
And that's going to be a 1-for-1. The TP from KFO comes through, but wait.
Oh boy, I don't know if you want this, KFO. It's the outplay of all outplays, or not.
Gets Goomba'd again, Solo, on top of his game and literally on top of the enemy team. Great Gnar. I have not seen somebody get consistent Gnars of this quality in a good while. They are fantastic and winning them these fights.
Yeah, Froggen very overextend, gets collapsed upon, forced to flash away as the Malefic Visions burns through with that grievous wounds, making it so hard to heal. But he escapes with his life and the use of a summoner spell.
Oh boy. Hit hard, looking for Piglet. Piglet doesn't have any mana.
He's not moving.
He's got heal. What up?
Oh
boy.
He's got him. Oh, does he have him?
Seeker?
He's healing up right now. There goes the heal.
Never mind.
Piglet walks away to some very heavy sighs of relief from the folks in the crowd.
Still ends up living. So, uses the Yomu's Ghost Blade. Has to burn the heal, though. So, trading that Rek'Sai ultimate for that, definitely worth. And you force the AD carry on a late back, pick up that Infernal Drake, and Echo Fox have had full control of Drakes for most of this series. The early Drakes have all gone to them.
It is 3 Drakes to 0 right now, and almost a 4,000 gold lead after that skirmish of a fight.
Yeah, this is beautiful because KFO TPs onto the backside. It's a pincer move here, and TLA say, okay, well, let's all go onto Froggen here. Stunt. Make sure that the Cosmic Radiance on multiple people. Runs at Keith to stun him, exhaust him. Stunt is buying time. Solo arrives. That's all they're waiting for. Allow free auto attacks. Solo flash forward. 3 people. Froggen doesn't get stunned, but the wallop hits Keith, and that's what they needed. And then they get the kill onto Hard. Almost gets that second kill as well. 4-1-1 too. He's gonna build tanky from here, so no Black Cleaver at the moment. Nobody's really going to build armor, so it would go to waste.
Yeah. Solo trying to be the big carry in this game as Golden Glue still finds himself at a big deficit in the mid lane, and Piglet, though even in CS, still having a lot of trouble in these fights. He's only about 400 gold behind Keith, however, so...
Yeah, he wants that Black Cleaver completion, so that he can do a lot of damage. Kind of tickles at the moment, and that's Rocket definitely shuts down. Ooh!
Froggen Ghosts, there's the Cosmic Radiance to reset.
Great reset, too. Got the Summoner spell of the Ghost out of Froggen.
Just like that, Echo Fox are unable to find a fight. Keith has got his arrow, though.
It's definitely an appropriate use of the Cosmic Radiance. And it's funny, because I think Cosmic Radiance is one of the most powerful invulnerabilities in our game, not because of the fact that it makes everybody invulnerable and it's only teammates, no enemies and stuff like that. It's that most invulnerabilities in our game are used when people are about to die. This is one you have to preemptively use, and then your enemies are going, oh god, when do we use our abilities because we're dying?
Yeah.
And so some people flail and try to use their abilities to no avail. It's something that like KO players, a lot of the times they'll wait until like the Vayne's almost dead and then use it. Where it's like, no, just use it at the start when he's taking damage or he's going to take damage. And that's why Taric, I think, actually covers that weakness inadvertently, because as humans, we don't want you to die, as opposed to we don't want you to take damage.
Stunt will soar back out into the mid lane. Radiant's half off of cooldown now.
Yeah, also, it's super strong as well, because it's only allies since everybody on your team.
Yeah.
Don't want to overlook that fact as well.
Definitely a very strong ultimate, but with that, Froggen will pick up his blue buff. As you said, he finished off the Abyssal Scepter a short while ago, and now starting to build up some ability power. Still hasn't died yet this game. We'll have to monitor his progress and see if that
I don't know
continues.
if he ever will on this champion against this composition. He would really have to mess up. And he'd probably be the last one to die, too. I don't think you kill Froggen right off the bat. He's going for the Rylai's Crystal Scepter next as well. Can be even tankier.
That Morellonomicon is supposed to help kill a Vladimir if you can ever get him down to 35% of his health. And with a Soraka health battery right behind him, Froggen is free to continue hard farming another 70 CS. Golden Glue's like, I need blue buff. I can't.
Yeah.
Without blue buff, there's no chance.
He do need it. So gets himself that blue buff. Still very low participation for him. And
Flash. KFO, there goes the miracle. He's racing towards his team, but Stunt looks to intercept. Auto attack, he's healed. The ambulance is going to save KFO. He's racing around. Froggen in the front now. KFO has got to get out the cast. Tries to knock him back in, but he escapes. Solo with a huge slam, and he gets another huge wombo, but Echo Fox are still surviving. Froggen will heal up and escape with his life. Hard in the back line is doing some work, though. As Froggen and Keith in the front are trying to run. Piglet gets a double kill, looking for the triple, but Moon says, no, that one's mine.
yeah, and KFO, the man who started it all, is the one who lives off on the side. Scumbag KFO.
Oh, man.
Had to use so much to get away that he's not useful in the fight as a follow-up. So TLA just start rolling them down, and they're back in this game. They're going to get this mid-turret, and they're going to be closing that gold gap to only 2,000.
Yeah, trying to get themselves back in with a successful team fight, which is what gave them so much momentum in the first game.
Yeah, this is actually a really interesting fight because Stunt tries to cut them off, and he gets arrowed. And so you're using an arrow on the support to stop your top laner from dying, who's just retreating from the fight full on. 3 on Solo. You really want that last one to hold your ground, but he took so much damage from Piglet and Solo that there's the ultimate from Soraka as well. You're already using so much, so that's Soraka and Ashe ultimate used on Stunt. Stunt doesn't die here because Hard's the only one who's on him, gets the stun, and then great cask from Moon, great Gnar from Solo to actually get multiple carries against that wall. KFO does nothing for the rest of that fight. Keith ends up getting picked up after the wall up and the follow through. And then Hard really wants to kill Solo. He can't finish him off though, and he changes into Mini Gnar. And now he gets to Kite. Was so close to actually picking him up, but nope. And TLA just get themselves back into the game off of team fighting.
Such a very strong and scary situation that you find yourself in.
And now you're seeing why TLA are putting such a high priority on the Gnar and the Gragas very early on in their draft after they get something that's high priority. Second round, they've done it both times. It was Sivir Karma, and then they went, all right, Gnar Gragas. And then this time it was Malzahar, and then they went, all right, Gnar Gragas. 100% for them because it's working out so well in these team fights. It's their team fighting core, and I would be surprised if they didn't try to go for it again if it was available in the next game.
Well, game 3, Echo Fox will have side selection. We'll find out after the course of this one, but in this match, still here and now. You just saw Echo Fox try to go back to the hide on bush strategy that they've tried countless times, but never quite seems to work out as Stunt is able to just find some vision.
Yep. Stunt's been doing actually a very good job in this entire series. And this is a guy that was playing on Ember with 2 of these other members in Golden Glue and Solo, so he's quite familiar with a lot of the shot callers of the team. They still have that core intact because Piglet, you know, he's not too in charge of communication, and Moon is actually slotted in very well with his team. Solo gets hit.
The crowd control, Cosmic Radiance stalls it out. The Invuln will catch 4 or 5 members out of Team Liquid Academy. They use the AoE to start stacking up. It's a split fight. The first kill is Piglet. He's going to trade over for Golden Glue. And meanwhile, Froggen in the back is separated and collapsed upon. KFO uses the cleanse to get away from Solo with a tanky frontline. Is not as tanky as a Vladimir as Froggen nets a triple kill. And it's up to Moon and Piglet to retreat.
Yeah, can't kill Froggen, and they have to get rid of him in the initial burst. They killed Keith, but they still had this high damage dealer available, and Solo was hit by the arrow, couldn't charge up his Narbar in that time, and Golden Glue wasn't available to get away. He was charged down by Froggen, who is now just doing massive amounts of damage. This Baron, though, Moon almost has his flash, but he has a way to steal this away from Hard. Equal level.
Drops the barrel. Echo Fox tried to stall it out. It's down to 2,000.
He doesn't have vision, so he's gonna have to try to risk it.
1,500
He
goes over the wall. 1,000
so
health.
close, it's so close!
Oh, it's going to be secured by Hard. Moon not able to get the steal, and he will go down. Meanwhile, the solo kill for KFO, picking off Piglet.
God, that's one of those moments where you're just flailing around, because that went down to 600. That's definitely smite range for both these guys with an 800 smite. It sat at about 100, and that was so close for TLA to get back in it, but Echo Fox, now it's time to snowball. 8,000 gold advantage, 7-1 and 4 for Froggen. They are ready to take over with this Baron buff.
Yeah, they're going to try to get themselves back into this series as they start clearing out some more and more of these minions. Cloud Drake going to be picked up, the 4th Drake of the game for Echo Fox. Team Liquid Academy are just not contesting these at all.
Yeah, their early objectives seem to require some work, because TLA are giving up advantages like the Rift Herald in game 1, as well as giving up the other Drake. Look at this, Golden Glue is just face lasering Hard, and then Froggen gets onto the back line, uses a multi-man ultimate there. Moon's cast doesn't properly disengage, and KFO is in the mix of everything as well. And so Piglet's the only real damage dealer left here, and now he's got to out-damage the heals from a Soraka and the heals from a Vladimir. It's too tall of an order for the Lucian.
Yeah, still no grievous wounds on Piglet either. We do have the Morellonomicon on Golden Glue, but...
You got to get him low first. To
exactly.
But once you do, it's a very long duration. I believe it's 8 seconds. Yeah, it's 8 seconds of grievous wounds, but you have to get him below 35% HP.
Finally picks up that Executioner's Calling, but Echo Fox have already got the Baron and now are pushing down the mid lane. The middle tier 2 falls, and Froggen zones Team Liquid Academy back. Now KFO on the other side in another 1 versus 2 situation.
Yeah, they pick up KFO there, so that gives them a little bit of a respite here from this Baron buff. Still an 8,000 gold lead in favor of Echo Fox, and just look at Froggen's items compared to Golden Glue's. Like, Froggen feels like he's showing up with like a gun to a knife fight.
Yeah. Or a Panzer.
He's like an item and a half up, effectively 2 items, because the Death Cap passive is just so much AP for him. He jumps up to 552. In Golden Glue, he's sitting at 350. So he needs a little bit more. He's looking to get that Void Staff.
They're trying to chase him down. They drop the CC. There's the grievous wounds. Froggen drops his pull. He's got flash, tries to escape, but Team Liquid Academy chased him down. That's 3 people dead. And despite the Baron buff of Echo Fox, Team Liquid Academy picked their way back in.
And that's 4 people dead. KFO was dead the entire time, and they picked that fight because of it. Amazing play there from TLA. They decide to go for it, and Hard's going to try to cut the wave so they can't push. Solo's going to have none of that.
He should be able to catch up with that Frozen Mallet.
It's still that man's played pretty fast.
Found the minions. Whoops.
Yep.
And wait, didn't we see this before? Piglet's actually collapsing as well. Can he cut him off? Oh, lets him go.
Yeah, there's still a turret there.
But 13 to 13, 4 Drakes to 0 for Echo Fox. Ooh, not moving for the recall, so no vision. But Echo Fox, they're still up about 6,000 gold right now. They just no longer have that Baron buff to effectively siege.
Yeah, it's a great catch here too, because jumps forward, starts getting the slow onto Froggen. Golden Glue walks up and throws down. Oh, yeah, he throws down the Nethergrass, the flash away from Froggen. He has the Grievous Wounds. You can't heal him during that very effectively. And then Big gets picked up as well. And Keith is like, Keith just seemed like collateral damage there. It's like, we're trying to kill this Vladimir, and there's an Ashe that's just 1/3 HP instantly. That, because when you chunk somebody out, like their health bar that you just, like the damage you just did is red bar, just like solid red. His entire HP bar was solid red at that point. Like, Keith didn't know what hit him.
Team Liquid Academy, 3 members burning flash to chase down Froggen and give him his 2nd death in this game. Taking a look at those flash cooldowns, you can see they're right all lined up. Moon maybe a little bit faster because he does have the boots of lucidity, but that does mean now that the game is right back to even.
And Froggen, immediate QSS pickup as his last item here. I mean, it's the right thing to do, because how are you going to die as this Vladimir? I'm not going to be getting spell. The only thing is Nether Grasp will kill me because I don't have spell rotations going through. I'm not getting the healing. I'm taking percent HP damage.
He used his summoner spells earlier and is separated from his team. There goes the pool. Moon's trying to catch up, but he has enough speed to escape with his life this time.
Yeah, has the Ghost and also has the access to Scuttle Crab, but they pushed him off to the side, and now it's a 1-3-1. Echo Fox, they're going to have to be careful here, because without Froggen, they might be able to barrel down mid lane. They're going to send Solo back to try and deal with KFO, who's 2 levels up.
So that's 2 tier 2s traded. Well, one
yeah,
tier
1
2
for 1.
Traded. Yeah, 1 for 1. But the inhibitor is taking some damage. Here comes Solo. Can he get the solo kill once again? Leaps forward, but misses the boomerang, and KFO will play it safe. It looks like Team Liquid Academy are, in fact, maybe collapsing as they're feigning in the mid lane. There's teleport.
Yeah, he TP's out and cancels it. He cancels it because it's a shorter cooldown if you cancel it. So it's actually the right move there from KFO because he knew he wasn't threatened anymore.
All right, 60 seconds for that Elder Dragon to spawn. KFO still on the bottom side of the map, and Hard clearing out a jungle on the other side might actually try to prep that wave, might leave it for Keith to catch in a little bit.
Yeah, this is still dangerous for KFO to continue splitting without the teleport. He could be selling his team out at that point.
Yeah, he is going to go for a recall now, look for another item. Froggen, a little greedy, trying to double jungle. Take both of those camps at the same time, but everyone's prepping these neutral buffs. Blue for Golden Glue, red for Piglet, blue for Froggen.
Yeah, trying to get ready for these fights. Oh, maybe buy some elixirs as well.
Yeah.
Stunt has one at the moment, has the iron. And I'm looking through the items here. KFO with Guardian Angel, QSS on both Froggen and Keith, 2 members that really need it. But Keith has been playing well in terms of his positioning on the back line to not get Nether Grasp, but otherwise he's just getting blown up by the damage that comes through from everybody else on TLA.
KFO has no teleport. He's currently split in the top lane. Meanwhile, the rest of Team Liquid Academy are grouped up in the mid lane. Baron's up in 2 seconds. Elder Dragon has already spawned. Echo Fox are trying to play this push me, pull you, sort of pull apart Team Liquid Academy.
Yeah, TLA, their means of engaging are Stunt running up, the Flash Nether Grasp, and then also just Moon getting in there with a Body Slam Flash and a cast backwards. So KFO is not completely concerned with how they would start these fights, where that one could break out.
Oh, they've caught Hard out of position. That's a lot of ultimates, but he dies. There goes a Cosmic Radiance as Froggen does good damage, but he's going to hop back in. KFO collapses. Piglet was not in the Radiance and gets shut down. Stun drops. Solo gets a huge stun, but his carries are dead. Guardian Angel will get him back up, but it's 4 versus 1 when it's all said and done.
And KFO comes up huge. You're right. Piglet was not inside the Cosmic Radiance, did not get the invulnerability, and that's a 1 for 4, and Moon is the sole defender now. This might be Echo Fox pushing for the game. We have 30-second death timers on everybody on TLA except Moon.
The inhibitor turret goes down. It's down to 22 seconds. Inhibitor will fall. They're escorting the minions forward. Moon trying to cut the minions from behind, but one makes it to the turret. That at first, Nexus turret falls. 13 seconds for stun, but Echo Fox will not back away. The Nexus turret falls, and the inhibitor, Nexus itself goes down. They will turn it around for a little bit more trade, but Echo Fox bring us to game 3 and tie this series 1-1.
This best of 5 just got a lot more interesting. That was a very back and forth game. Echo Fox, though, had a lead for pretty much, I would say, 90% of that game.